So, this is the first time I'm recording something like, a video blog or something. I started writing my blog on, Google Blogs somewhat like in March, like 8, 9 months before. And the reason I started, like, there are so many blogs, there are so many books, there are so many people, there are so many videos, there are so many, uh, what you can say, resources where you can go and listen to so many things, read about them. So why another one? But again, you can ask the similar question: why not one more? Right? Every opinion counts. Every person thinks differently in this world. Every person has something to say. I had a habit of writing diary regularly since my high school or school or college days. And when I do visit those old memories and diaries, I find, as a person, how I changed, as a person, how I used to think about particular issues, about particular incidents, about people around me, about incidents happening around me, and now how I look at them when I look back at those same incidents, and how my opinion has changed regarding certain incidents, regarding certain philosophies, regarding certain beliefs. And it's an interesting, and I'm sure every person goes through it. There is no doubt about it. Every person goes through it. This is what I call it as evolution. In technical terms, evolution takes the centuries and decades. And to people who don't believe in evolution, they just challenge it because they don't think that we as humans can get evolved from single cell animal. But if you look just on at a human life, we evolve tremendously in our own lifetime. So evolution is not it's not like something necessarily it's transferring from single cell to a complex human body, but it's any transformation can be called as evolution, and hopefully it is for good. So the reason why I started writing a blog, to share my thoughts, to share my ideas, to share my views, to share my take on so many philosophies, incidents, to share my what you can say, objections, to share my pain, to share my happiness, to share with people around me. I always like to talk. I always like to discuss things. Sometimes it becomes a debate. Sometimes it becomes a nice discussion. Sometimes it turns out to be very emotional. Sometimes it turns out to be very hot. The discussion, be it about politics, cricket, religion, God, society, or any social issues. So that's why I started a blog, and then I started writing about the topics which I think are close to my heart, like women suppression and the exploitation of certain classes in society, exploitation of certain people because of their choices, like I wrote about gays and lesbians and things like that. And since last few months or few years, I started reading a lot in the field of mythology, and started to read a lot about religion. What is the concept of God? Why people believe in God? Why people need God? Or why people, if there are many people who don't believe in God, why they don't believe? What is their objection? There are some people who are, fanatically religious, and there are some people who are fanatically anti-religious, and both groups have very strong hypotheses to support their why they believe, and there are very strong ideas and very valid and good argument from the people why they don't believe, and both sides are really passionate about their views. I feel close to both of them. I see very good point in people who need the religion for their survival, and who wants to support it, and I see very valid and very sound argument with the people also who fanatically oppose it, and who show what religion has done to humans. How humans can kill each other in the name of defending their religion, in the name of defending their God, and how convincingly they can do that. No, not on, you see, murder or violence is not new to any animal or humans. Our history, at every point in our history, it's full of violent acts done by one human against another human. So violence is not new, but it gets glorified, it gets justified, it gets dignified when it is done in the name of religion or God or country. Means you can substitute this idea, what you can say. You can substitute these motivations, like for family, like in India nowadays, it's called as honor killing. So it gets justified because of these strong beliefs, and religion is one of the major. So I was reading about all these issues, and then what is this moksha, like what is karma and karma. जैसे कि in English these different words are pronounced little differently than their original pronunciation. And then, is there any meaning for human life? We are born as humans. We think we are different than other animals. We have much more developed brain. And then, is there any specific meaning? And then, if there is a meaning, why all humans don't behave in the same way? Why every human is different basically. I'm different from my dad. My son is different. My daughter is different than me. My friends are very different than me. They're very near and dear friends, but all of them are different. They believe in different ideas. They work in different fields. They think very differently. We agree on some subjects. We are totally opposite. We hold totally opposite view on some subjects. So why it is so? So when we share ideas, we know our similarities and differences. When I assume things, then it becomes really totally imaginary things. I can assume, like that person might be thinking like this, and maybe he must have had his own reasons for that. But I should understand. If I share my ideas, if he or she shares his ideas, we understand each other better. And if the whole world does this, the whole world will understand each other better. As I said, everyone has some story to tell. Everyone has a capacity to educate other person, no matter what qualification, what profession, what background, which religion, which caste, which gender, which orientation they come from. Every person has capacity to teach other person something. Period. Means you don't have to be enlightened. You don't have to be like a guru, or you don't have to grow beard, wear certain type of clothes, go to some big institute, have a label of Harvard or Yale or any other big university, or tell that I know Vedas, I know those holy books, scriptures. Knowledge is not restricted to all these things. Knowledge is everywhere on the world. One can just go on Google and get to know all about all these things: Vedas, Bible, Quran, every damn thing. You type everything, it's there. Different perspectives, different people look at these things differently, different people interpret these things differently. And why not to discuss all these things? Why not to teach each other? We have this amazing medium available in today's world. You don't have to go anywhere. Thousands of years ago, if I have to convey my message to 100 people, maybe I have to go and visit 100 households or 50 households and go and talk with them, or I have arrange a gathering in some place and make sure that everyone attends it and then tell them. Right now I can do at the comfort of my own home, while drinking tea or while having lunch. I can talk with thousands of people all over the world. This is the amazing advantage we have, which none of our previous generations had. Not all those godly figures whom people worship, they also never had any advantage like this. We have it. We are more powerful. So why not use it? And then there are many rituals, traditions which people follow. There are many of them are good, many of them are horrible. They discriminate against certain type of people or certain like, genders, especially women. They're victimized, they're exploited. We all see it happening around us. Many of us try to protest, but then see the futility of in doing that, and then just surrender to it. Then why not to discuss and get to understand why these things are going on? Maybe then collectively we can change them. And this is how any movement starts. Once you start recognize, unless and until we recognize that there is a problem, the solution won't come. As long as we think, okay, this is how it is, this is how it was going on, this is a tradition, let's honor it, even if it is little bit discomforting or little bit troubling to some people, but that's okay, this is our tradition. We can glorify anything. Human mind is amazing. As I said, we can glorify and justify anything which we do, be it rape, murder, mass killing, mass murdering, exploitation, slavery. There are, we can put very good argument, very solid argument to justify these things. But at the same time, we are the only people who can fight against it, who can see that this is wrong and this needs to be changed. That's the beauty of humans. We can justify anything and we can change anything. So this whole exercise is with that purpose, that I share my ideas, and then people who listen to it may agree with it, may get angry with because of some ideas, may disagree completely with that. That's fine. I'm totally okay with it. And then we will share, we will exchange the ideas, try to understand each other better. And there are many questions which I have, and I used to have, and I found their answers using my own ways, reading different books. Many people recommend many different books, and I try to read each and every book they recommend. It takes a lot of time, but I enjoy doing that exercise. I use web very extensively. It's full of knowledge. We are blessed to have such a technology of which we can use it. And then I talk with many people, many knowledgeable people, many of my friends. They are amazing. They have certain ideas which are very clear, and we discuss it, and I get benefited out of it. So I want to share everything. People collect different things from differently, and there is a limit of one person, how much one person can collect. So if we talk with many people, we get to know many different good things. And as I said, my blogs are my personal views. So whatever I say is what I believe. People may like it, may not like it, and that's totally fine. Only thing is the intention behind it is share and grow. And I hope everyone who is listening to this will take it in the same spirit. This is not to demean any religion or criticize any religion, any faith, any sect, any person, any idea, any belief. It's a forum to discuss, forum to get to know each other better, get to know each other's ideas better, and if we see any problem, try to find out the solution. It's as simple as that. There is nothing beyond this. It's not to start any new religion. It's not to start any new philosophy. It's not to start criticize any philosophies. All these books are there from thousands of years, and maybe they will survive thousands of more years. There is no issue about it. But there are many things which are not relevant in today's world, and we have a chance and opportunity to change it for better. And if we have, why not to use it? And thank you for listening. This is what I wanted to tell in my first video blog, and I hope people like it and share their views on this. Thank you.